What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology. Actually, it's the weekend astrology forecast for the weekend of October 8th and the 9th of 2022. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. I appreciate you all very much. Hope everybody's doing outstanding. What a weekend. Wishing everybody the best for it. Definitely going to be heightened emotions with, of course, a full moon on Sunday. Pluto coming direct on Saturday today, so there's a lot of in-depth emotions going to be felt. So we got this. Let's get into it. It's pretty intense. Pluto at about 3 p.m. Pacific time is going to station and go retrograde. So in this chart, it's not quite there yet. I did it for around midday. It's a little bit better for people on the western side of the world over here. But it is this final station direct with Pluto that has been in Capricorn locked and loaded since 2008. And Pluto knows damn well it's coming into Aquarius. Knows it hasn't been there in 248 years. Yes, it will retrograde back into Capricorn. So this is not the last time we're going to see a station direct in Capricorn, but it's the second to last. And it's a big deal. It's bringing a lot of deep changes. It's putting us at the top of the peak here in Capricorn. So I would love to tell everybody as we move forward into the next year that it's going to get easy. It's going to get chill. It's going to get steep. It is what it is. Capricorn's not easy. And we got to remember too that Aquarius is the coldest zodiac sign there is. So it's not even like this transition with Pluto is just going to be all airy-fairy, if you know what I mean. Like, this is mission stuff. Like, this is what we came to Earth for. So you got to think about this big soul evolution of this high integrity of your character that is progressing into a very intellectual place about figuring out inventive ways to further the collective, to further your own individuality. These are the things we need to start thinking about and using that deep compulsion to keep going and to not give up. This is going to take a lot of grit. So, not so much for the weekend, but I think that we can all feel this deep sort of ominous motion that's moving forward that is Pluto. So, saddle up. This is where I would say that things start to get very intense, very quick, moving forward throughout the rest of the year. It's already been kind of a weird year. We live in a weird world, but nonetheless, lace up those boots, eat that Cliff Bar. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're getting to the top, and this is where we can't be pulling people up the mountain. We can't have dead weight. It's Libra season. Venus is combust the sun for this whole trip through Libra. So we can't see Venus. We can feel like that area's like getting a good look at it. Definitely getting, a lot of light shined on it. But from Earth's perspective, the sun is in the middle, and we can't see this Venus for this inferior conjunction. So there's a heightened sense here of neediness with relationships, of just wanting relationships, feeling like we have to have it, feeling like we can't find balance and beauty without that other. There's just a lot of relationship in the mix, and we're going to start feeling that deep intensity now. And especially with the sun this weekend, like, remember, it's coming to 16 degrees. It's going to be in a 10-degree orb to square Pluto. And Venus is coming to square Pluto. It's going to feel very Plutonian in our lives, which can definitely bring us all power, but at the same time can feel like there are things out of our control, pulling levers and manipulating our lives. And we're going to have to be smart and figure these things out for ourselves from the highest character of our soul and keep pushing. Of course, that moon, if we're just talking about this weekend and the Saturday, like I've talked a lot about this, Libra, of course, but the moon comes into Aries. It's going to meet with Jupiter. Before that, it is going to oppose Mercury, right? And even right when we wake up, probably about the time I'm doing this horoscope, it will be sextile Pluto as well. And Mercury's finally done with the trine to Pluto. We've been feeling that energy for a long time as well. That's separating now, right as Pluto's going direct. Kind of crazy. But, and just having Pluto stationed for this full moon in Aries is like even more intense. And full moons are already pretty intense energies. Moon, Jupiter's amplifying this emotional courage, but it's also amplifying where we need to make decisions, where we need to step up, where we need to progress forward in our lives, where we need to, we can feel like we're having our courage test. We can feel like we're having to really have our courage tested to express ourselves, especially about the practicality of things that we need to get in order, getting back to reality, getting our environment straightened up with people. These are big things, but we have to hone in on the wisdom that we have within. It's hard. I think we want someone to help us right now. I think we have a deep desire, even with a South Node in Scorpio, to merge with other energies. Absolutely possible, but dang, they got to be going into the right future with Saturn in Aquarius, where it's about to station and get ready to go direct. It's stopping here at 18, and it is square Uranus. I would say that this is shattering the molds of groups, of society. Of course, this is like definitely bringing together the most strong bonds that are intertwined with the most unique and valuable assets within people that are just from a deeper soul level here. It's very karmic. Like, I feel like a lot of bonds are being made right now for a reason. A lot of bonds are being broken for a reason, and that's going to be that's the hard part of this Libra season, because relationships are a big focus, and there's a lot of opposition just with Jupiter and the moon opposite Mercury, because remember, Jupiter and Mercury are getting ready for their third and final opposition that's starting to build up. Jupiter's a big planet. It's about to come to 1 degrees. It's stuck in the middle with semi-squares to Saturn and Uranus. Like, it's hard to believe that we don't need somebody else right now. It's hard to believe that we can do this on our own. It's hard to believe that Saturn, that people that control systems would steer us into the wrong future. It's hard to believe so many different things, right? And the moon is sandwiched in between this energy today too. So emotionally, it's very strange. There is a lot of pressure. We're trying to really find courage and strength and belief in self. That's the only way we're going to align things right now. And you're going to see who's got it and who doesn't have it. And I think that with Mars here at 22 degrees, squaring off with Neptune, that orb's getting very tight. Remember, Neptune's at 26 minutes of geometry. So they're, getting ready after today for this full moon. They're going to be in a 1 degree orb in that square. In Mars and Gemini, I feel like this is where people can go really... This is hard for people mentally. People are at war with their own minds right now, with their own beliefs, with their own way forward, with their own way to define life. Like, this is a time where you just got to be courageous. You got to strap up the boots, pull yourself up, make things happen. We're all going through some deep transformation. We're all going through some deep, osmosis of where life is going. Got to keep that strong vision of what you can accomplish and the courage it takes to get there. And you just can't let your mind play tricks on you right now. We have to be stronger than that. And I think that this weekend is a big, got to be strong, got to get through, got to make it happen. And it's a little difficult. As we get into the evening, that moon's a little void off course. It'll still be with the orb of Jupiter, which I think is just amplifying a lot of feeling, and it's a full moon. Right? So we're already getting that full moon energy come Saturday with a moon in Aries, sun in Libra. Not quite there yet, but it's very heightened. Of course, the big chart for the weekend, I would say, not to give any discredit to Saturday with Pluto going direct, I think it's a very big deal because Pluto hasn't touched Aquarius yet, and it knows damn well it's going there. So just universally, collectively, that's big energy shifting right there. I think we're all going to feel it. Maybe you're feeling it now. I know I am. For sure. This full moon is going to be at 16 degrees of Aries and Libra. It's with Chiron. With Pluto now stationed direct. With Saturn and Uranus within half a degree orb of their square. With Jupiter now at 1 degree Aries, knowing it's coming back into Pisces as well. To kind of be with Neptune again. Gosh, this is such a check on just finding strength. I think that Chiron has everybody feeling like a little bit, can I? Should I? Do I have what it takes? Like, I think this is a big energy here to release everything inside of you that you're weighing out that is not a absolutely I can make this happen in my life. Absolutely I believe in myself. Absolutely I can align things. Absolutely I can find beauty. I can find harmony. I can find balance. Like, if we're questioning ourselves and doubting ourselves and we're in this Mars spell with the square to Neptune, whether it's believing what a media source is telling you or a projection is telling you or what somebody else, that's the hardest part of this, is telling you. What I'm telling you right now, throw it out the window if it doesn't resonate. Like, that's where we're at. Like, this is just what resonates to your soul. Can you move forward? Can you find strength? Can you identify? Can you actually, when the scales hit balanced in your life, drop the gamble and make the decision? And it's hard. We're holding on to something big or small, with the moon also coming off a quincunx to the south node, with Chiron and quincunx to the south node. We're just trying to hold on to stuff that keep us locked into some trauma response, to some victim mentality. No. Uranus is liberating us with the North Node in Taurus to be confident, to be sturdy, to be stable in unstable times. And damn, does it take courage to do that. And it's not easy. And the moon will also, of course, be opposite Venus in the morning time. Relationships are a big test right now, because it's either the relationships that are making us feel less than or wounded in some way, and they're keeping us from balance and they're keeping us from our own strength. But really, that's not their problem. That's our own problem for doing that to ourselves. Pluto coming direct in Capricorn is telling us to all take some serious accountability for ourselves. And I've mentioned this over the last couple of days, but self-accountability and strength is your ticket right now to balance, beauty, connection, relationship, value, confidence. Because if we keep playing victim and we keep just projecting wounds and not stepping into our courage, we're not planting seeds of beautiful, harmonious value in our lives right now. So this is a big check on the collective to see, can you pull through? It's really big. And it's hard because we can't even see Venus, and Mars is getting ready to station. Saturn's getting ready to station. Everything's moving pretty slow. Neptune's slow. Jupiter is moving, but it's in retrograde. Chiron's slow. Mercury's still slow, even though it is at 28 degrees in its home sign. So this Mercury in Virgo is doing us a lot of favors, right? It's giving us a black and white coming off a trine over to Pluto. Look at the facts, the matter of fact in reality, what you can do to make changes in your environment that have grounded potential, that makes sense. Like, this is a big test on, can you make decisions for yourself, not needing someone else to do it for you. And I think a lot of it is going to be, whatever we have, it's going to be something we have a relationship to. It might be a person. It might not be a person. It might be that we're single and wish we had a person so bad and that would change our life and make a difference. It might be that we're in a relationship that's making a difference in a good or bad way. It might be a job. It might be a thing we do, something that we escape into, Mars square Neptune, that keeps us stuck. Bad habits. This is like do you have the courage to break the mold? And are you willing to go do it full moon? It's an intense weekend. I'd love to give you guys just full moon, lovely, my blessed loving beings. but I can't. There's too much tension. There's too much stress. There's too many vulnerabilities. There's too many wounds, and we got to deal with this stuff, and we got to kind of take it head on and own it. This weekend's all about owning it and deciding for yourself what is right, what is just, what is your journey, and it takes grit to do it. But more than that, it just takes the confidence to know your worth, the confidence to know that you are a valuable being, that you came here for purpose, that you have life to manifest, that you can create things in any way that you see fit for your soul. And it does not have to look like you were told. It does not have to look like what your partner told you. It does not have to look like what a teacher told you. It does not have to look like what I told you. This is your story. This is your environment. This is your truth. This is your life. And the sooner we stop looking for something else to give us that direction, but we tap into our own intuitive soul and we decide what's right because we feel it, it's releasing all those things that block us from that true powerful feeling, that true powerful intention that moves us forward in life. Everything else is an illusion. Everything else is fake. But you are not. You are real. You are valuable. Gotta own it. Cannot be weak right now. So, I hope you take that to heart. I know that I have some areas in my life I need to step up and do the same. We all got to do it somewhere. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a huge thing for everybody, but it is a test of acting on your soul impulse to live a life that is beautiful, harmonious, valuable, in your true integrity, and to own up to shit. Because we live in a collective where too many people want to point the finger and blame society, the government, the president, the ex-president, social media, you name it. Alex Jones, Elon Musk, whatever. The chemtrails, the vaccine, Fauci. I don't care. We're at a point where we just cannot stop. We can't keep just, it's their fault, it's their fault, it's their fault, it's my partner's fault, it's my mom's fault, it's my dad's fault, it's my brother's fault, it's my sister's fault. These are the reasons why I can't find my happiness and my beauty and my balance. You have to own your life. That is your self-worth. That is your value. It has nothing to do with anybody else. Find that. You will make the right decisions and you will act impulsively on exactly what your soul needs to do this weekend to make changes and to release what is stagnant and is not part of the transformation into could be. I still believe there's a great future for us, but it's just not what we were promised. It's not what we were taught. This is why we got to get our values and our story and our self and our courage and all these things in alignment. If we don't, we are going to struggle. So collectively, we have to step up and own our lives. Okay? Okay. I'll get off my soapbox now. Eight of Cups in reverse. Gosh, we just want to keep walking that path to no man's land, into the dark. I'd say if it was upright, we're ready to follow our intuition and walk away from the darkness, walk away from the things that we just don't really need in our life anymore. Time to get a move on. We can feel it, but this reversal just kind of wants to keep walking into the things that aren't right for us instead of trusting its intuition and the power that's in there to go the other direction. Five of Wands in reverse. Doesn't have to be all about the fight. Doesn't have to be, it's not a competition. This is just owning your integrity and acting accordingly. And, maybe it does ruffle a couple feathers. Maybe it needs to. Maybe that's part of the relationship stuff that we're going through right now. It's not a competition, though. It's not to prove something, except you're proving to yourself that you're listening to what you really believe is your true path forward, the life that you want to pioneer, the courage it takes to be a human right now. And the Five of Cups, what great cards we got today. The Five of Cups reversed. I do like the Five of Cups reversed better than it upright, though. We cannot keep crying over the spilled milk in our lives. It's done. It's over with. We have got to move forward. That's even Saturn's harshest lesson here in Aquarius, which it's about to move into Pisces. Like, we have got to go into the future and stop looking behind us and stop looking at the past and stop worrying about stuff that doesn't matter. It's time to go forward with your value. That's what matters. The rest can be knocked over. It doesn't matter. You know, we can stress so much over a bunch of little things, but yet like the tiniest action to make the change, we like don't step up to do. More often than not. It is not a time to be weak. My friends, I love you all. Please. Find your courage, find your strength, everything you got to do to make a change. To just feel stronger within your soul. And like I said, it could be small, it could be big. It depends on each life that we live. It's all different. It's all unique. Be courageous, be strong. You'll be just fine. And you will be so much happier. And you'll feel so much more in your soul's integrity if you do just that. I love you all very much. I do hope that this is a great weekend for you. I hope that you feel outstanding during this full moon. If it feels intense, there are reasons why. If you're already feeling great, then you're liberating yourself and you're acting courageously. And we all deserve a pat on the back, but remember too, to give yourself one. And remember too that, you know, if you are doing good right now, be there for the ones that you do love. Because people are struggling and people are going to be hurting mentally and feeling a lot of lack. And, you know, for the ones that have the capacity right now, be a leader. I'm not saying go out of your way to drag people up the mountain, but try to give people the courage to pick up their own ass up the mountain in a very compassionate, loving way. But some people do need that little kick in the butt, especially if they ask for it. But don't just kick someone's ass just to kick their ass. Some people don't make it to the top of these mountains. That's Capricorn. Not everybody wins. It's cruel. It's Saturn. It's just that way. I don't make the rules. I love you all very much. I hope you have a beautiful weekend, and I will see you all next time. And oh, by the way, there's somebody, a fake account, a bot, whatever, a scammer that's made a fake account. They've been commenting under my stuff. I tried to delete all of it that I saw from my channel, but if you comment on the channel and an account that's not mine, but it says whatever in front of it, fixedairmoon, and it tells you to go to some link and buy some reading or whatever it tells you to do, please, come on. We got to be past that now on the internet. I would never do that, ever. You guys have to know that by now. So ignore it. If you want to send me a message, I will delete it. I always check my messages, so I will see it eventually, but yeah, please don't get scammed. Please. Please. All right. Love you all very much. Catch you next time. Much love. Peace.